Harry's too sad new life is exposed as he recluses while Meghan Markle socializes. Surprising new details about life inside the Sussex's compound suggest theirs is a strangely reclusive existence. You know, there is something about the rich, famous, but tortured American-based recluse as a trope that simply will not go away. For example, Howard Hughes spent decades holed up in hotel penthouses. J.D. Salinger basically disappeared from public life for more than 50 years. And then, at age 36, Greta Garbo announced that she was temporarily retiring. And then that little break ended up lasting half a century until she passed away. So what is going on with Prince Harry right now? Is he trying to join their ranks? I understand the 38-year-old has just spent a whole week basically skipping with happiness around Asia. First he went to Tokyo and then he headed to Singapore, and that smile on his face was a big one. But back in London, the Sun has been busy digging into recent claims about Harry and Meghan's marriage, a union which has become a little bit like the Hollywood equivalent of Area 52. It is hotly debated, it is discussed a lot, and we can only assume the truth is still out there. What we're interested in here, though, is not simply what the paper has to say about the marriage. Basically, they're trying to say they're fine. But what we're concerned about is its depiction of what is happening behind the gates of their farm-sized California estate. Now, according to The Sun, Meghan and Harry's life is one of, quote, self-imposed isolation, behind the walls of their 16-bathroom McMansion that looks a lot like an Olive Garden. Because after all, Harry has an obsession with security and privacy, and their alleged children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, quote, are rarely seen beyond the family's £11 million Montecito mansion. For a moment, let's forget about the question of where in the world we might expect to see a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old outside the home. But anyway, the way The Sun described Meghan and Harry's life, well, it makes it sound a lot less like Harry has discovered freedom. Instead, it kind of sounds like the opposite. Sounds like he's living in a prison. I mean, is this what Harry threw his own family under the bus for? To spend his days hiding behind these high walls and worrying about the lurking paparazzi outside their front gate? According to that story in The Sun, Meghan, quote, wants to move back into public life, with Archie 4 and Lilibet 2 by her side. According to the article, Meghan and Harry have different ideas on parenting, and Harry has been very affected by his public upbringing. While Harry 38 has an obsession with security and privacy, Meghan wants to raise them openly in California. There was a source who spoke with the paper saying there is a difference in how he has grown up. He fears for his own children because of what he has gone through. Okay, well, does any of that sound aspirational or even pleasant or easy? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The irony here is that we can easily argue that Harry and Meghan actually gave up on being able to have certain paparazzi-free zones when they decided to leave the UK and head to California. If Harry is so worried about privacy, then it makes me wonder at how logical this decision to move to the center of the paparazzi world really was. Last year, in Meghan's first interview in years, she spoke with The Cut's Alison P. Davis. And Davis wrote that Meghan had remarked upon how, if Archie were in school in the UK, she'd never be able to do school pickup and drop off without it being a royal photo call with a press pin of 40 people snapping pictures. Sorry, I have a problem with that, she said. That doesn't make me obsessed with privacy. That makes me a strong and good parent protecting my child. Well, okay, except for one big problem. There has never been a press pin of 40 people snapping pictures for Prince George or Princess Charlotte or Prince Louis. They have gone to various schools over the 7 years of the three of them being educated at campuses in Norfolk and London and Windsor. Now, the royal who has been photographed near the kids' preschool, well, that would be Meghan in California with Archie back in 2021. Over the last few months, we have seen Meghan being photographed enjoying a farmer's market, being shadowed by this big bodyguard on multiple occasions, leaving an office with Harry, going out to dinner with Harry on 2 separate occasions, going out hiking with friends, and most recently wearing a very weird coat in the middle of summer with a calming sticker on her wrist. Meghan and Harry and their alleged daughter, Princess Lilibet, were also photographed enjoying a parade for the 4th of July last month. And in none of these examples have Meghan and Harry called in their legal team for help, which tells us they basically have no choice but to deal with it. Interestingly enough, for Meghan Markle, it does look like this period of self-imposed isolation has come to an end. She's seeming to really ramp up her social life in recent weeks. Reportedly, she went to see the Barbie movie with Portia de Rossi and some other friends, and then later on, they hit up a hotel in Santa Barbara where she posed for photos and made videos of the Bachelorette group. And she also supposedly showed up at one of Taylor Swift's LA shows. Deux Moi, which is an Instagram celebrity account, featured a photo of Meghan out to lunch, looking absolutely wealthy and chic. And then on Wednesday of this week came a photo of Meghan posing with the writer Cleo Wade and her hairdresser Katie Lee. So obviously, Meghan Markle's phase of laying low is over. But what about Harry's? Well, the two of them work out of a shared office on their property. There was a French camera crew that visited the external Archwell offices back in April, and they were found to be completely empty. So Page 6 has reported that Meghan's agents at WME make the 2-hour drive each way from LA to go visit her at her house. If that's the same for Meghan and Harry's other meetings, then how often is Harry really seeing people who are not Meghan Markle or paid employees? Now, in the past, there have been sightings of Harry in the wilds of Montecito and the surrounding areas. For example, he and Meghan went out to dinner with his cousin Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack Brooksbanks early last year. And then he went to the Super Bowl with his cousin as well. But since then, the only times we have seen Harry photographed in public, well, it's been when he's out walking the dog and also a few occasions when he went out to dinner with Meghan. There are many signs right now suggesting that Meghan is getting ready to, in the next few months, return with gusto to public life through whatever projects WME may have landed for her. She might be launching some online website, and also supposedly she's going to make a comeback to Instagram. Apparently there's already an account up, but we're not sure if it's really Meghan's. So where is Harry going to be in all of this? Is he going to be right up there with her, reveling in Meghan's newfound star? Or will he be at home playing video games on the sofa? Well, the source of The Suns also said about Meghan and Harry, they have a beautiful life. Harry is very outdoorsy. He loves it there. Okay, well, maybe Joni Mitchell wasn't right all those years ago. Maybe paradise has not been paved. Maybe instead it just has a big wall around it. And do you agree with these views in my video? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section. Don't be afraid to like and share my video with anybody else who would enjoy it. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.